This might be the piece of stationery we've all been looking for, and that is this built-in grid spacing sheet from Archer & Olive. I was opening up a new notebook that I just received from Archer & Olive a couple days ago in preparation for my new bullet journal for the second half of the year. Lo and behold, I found this lovely grid sheet in the package with my journal. Now, if you guys are aware, most of us who bullet journal make our own grid spacing sheets as a reference in the beginning of our journals so we know how to space things as the months go on. For example, here is my grid spacing sheet from the beginning of 2022. As you can see, I provided up the page into halves, thirds, and quarters, both horizontally and vertically. That way I know if I wanted to divide the page vertically into 3, I'll have to make each box 11 dots tall. Now, this is just my personal preference because I like a little space at the top and a little space at the bottom of my boxes, but it does take a little bit of time for me to mark out how much space and do the math and everything, which is why I was so excited to see this new creation in the box of my new journal. This little grid spacing sheet fits perfectly into an A5 size notebook, and the sizing is the same too, because on one side you can see it has all 8 inches and on the other side it has 38 centimeters. Now, I'd like to make it clear that this is not the actual height of the journal, but instead it measures up to the amount of dot grids that are on each end. The inches are also not exact because it is not the exact height of 8 inches. However, this other side does still work as a good ruler and measuring device. But along with just a ruler, the great thing that this little tool has are these marks on the side, which lay out 12 boxes, 8 boxes, 10 boxes, 11, 9, 6, and 5. And basically these little divots have the exact number of dot grids to make a 10 dot grid box if you're using this particular one. The way this is so helpful is because it divides the page into 8 boxes for horizontal and 12 boxes for vertical. And so it's basically giving you a grid spacing sheet in this one little tool. And it can be easily removed from the front and put onto any spread that you need, which is different than any other grid spacing sheet, which is only stuck at the beginning of your notebook. I decided I'd do a little test for you guys here on screen. So as you can see, I have my grid spacing sheet lined up and I'm just gonna pin it in place. Now let's say I wanted to make 3 boxes vertically. That's where this 12 boxes comes perfectly in place. Because if I just run my pencil along each of the lines and then take it off, I have 12 perfect little sections that I can make boxes off of. The same works for horizontal, which the grid spacing sheet recommends 8 boxes. And so I'm just gonna hold it in place and mark these 3 boxes of 8. Now, like I mentioned, this particular grid spacing sheet has the box going all the way to the top of the dot grids and all the way to the edge, although not the outside edge, just the inside edge on this one, which is personally not my favorite because I like to have a little space between my boxes. As you can see on this spread, although I divided the page into 2 different boxes, there are definitely a couple dots above before the first box starts. However, this is of course all personal preference, and Archer & Olive did the best that they could in measuring up to the top, and these are still helpful in the individual 11, 9, 6, and 5 because they're still pretty general measurements that you can use for almost any spread. Like I mentioned, this came in the box with my journal, so I'm not sure if this is coming in every journal or just some, or it may only be out for a limited time. However, I still think it's a very ingenious idea and creation, especially for us in the bullet journaling world, who would definitely appreciate a tool like this that we can measure out our spreads. Do let me know in the comments below if you received one of these in your latest journal package, or if you have a different size notebook like a B5 or a square notebook or a traveler size notebook, if you also received one of these, because I know A5 is the most popular size journal. I don't know if they made others for different sizes. All that to say, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little video. As always, don't forget to subscribe below if you want more bullet journaling tips from me, and if you're looking for more stationery videos like this, I do have an entire playlist on it, so I will link the playlist here on the screen, and I hope to see you in a couple days for my next new video. Toodles!